very good morning to you all. We're going to start with gold because I spotted something that might be in the works. We're having a flag formation. So if you're not familiar with the flag, it's essentially it's a down channel, a support, and we're going to see a breakout and a retest. So if that, so we'll come down 1890, I was saying potentially, and up, down, retest, and it's going to be like a boom. So we're going to be looking to buy 1895-ish after the test. So down to support, break, up, down, boom. And then we'll probably challenge these highs again. So that's what I think is going to happen. Because we should be falling because of this, we made a sell. So we should be coming down, potentially down to the support. If we do break this, it's not like the greatest trend line. It's just something I quickly drew. If we do break it, then, we've got some support here, 1873. Below that, it'll start getting quite ugly. So we've got some decent support here. Potential support for a bounce, break, down. Then potentially we're going to see quite a rally here. Right, so that's what I think might happen. I could be wrong. S&P. So they sold it here. So we got like a box we can draw. So let's draw a box. Where did they sell it? They sold it here. Yeah, about there, isn't it? So this is your support. You can see how we dipped into it and we rallied. It does that because it doesn't allow the retail guys to profit, I think. So up we come. It's really naughty and horrible, isn't it? They can see what's happened, and they've gone in there, and they haven't just allowed them to get out of break even, nearly their break even. But they would have been at a loss. They could have got out there, but they didn't. They're probably going to hold on short, and they are dipping down. If they continue, then we'll go below 50%, and then we'll be buy, and then we'll be coming up here. So 4008, 4008 area. You can see what happened here. Test. So they went long, so they shouldn't have got paid, which they didn't. They got punished, and it went up to their entry. Like it did here. Right, so definitely very powerful, these boxes. So you can draw them, you just have a look at the crossover, and then you map the candle that corresponds to the crossover. So they're currently selling, so this would be fine. We might see another retest of the box, which would be slightly painful if we did, but we should have some support here. Now US 30 is sideways, so there's no commentary there, so we can just skip that. They can't say anything there, it's just too sideways. DAX, we can make a box, 2 boxes in fact actually. We can make one here, yeah, that's fine. A big old box there, and then we can create one below, here, rectangle, here, there you go. And so that's going to be a support. Quite choppy and potentially come down here, but we haven't had the sell, we've had the buy, so we should really be coming up. If we get the crossover, then we'll come back down here again. But do note the size is much larger above than the one below. This is like a thin support, this is a large resistance, so potentially down here for a bounce, but it all depends on the sentiment. Gold we did cover, potentially that, up, down, there, and it's just basically what did they do? Where's the thingy in gold? Let's show you. Gold. So here, this is what I think is going to happen. So basically that arrow corresponds to that arrow, where we're going to come down to the arrow, find some support, pump, then it looks like a fake out, but it's actually coming down to test the resistance for a bounce. All right, so hopefully that's clear. It might not happen, and then we'll come down to that support here in that box. So be careful. Where are we? We have to go back here. Euro, we are trending high, as you can see. It's quite a strong uptrend. They have gone long, so we've got to be careful. So potentially this candle wick high, 107.42, could be a good stop loss, but they might sell it again. They might continue to buy it. If they do, then we'll fall. We're making like a rising wedge actually, can you see? kind of like a pricing wedge there, so that could be a little bit ominous. We might come back down here again, 106.90 area, roundabout. This is a decent support now. It was obviously a strong resistance, and that's going to be like a turncoat support. So round here, if I can grab that. Well, anyway, you get the idea anyway. So that was obviously a good resistance. That should be a good support around there. Dollar yen. We might be making a sell, but we need to get the crossover. So we haven't quite got the crossover yet. 47, 48. You've got to wait for that number to get larger than that number. Then we've got the crossover. So if they continue to go long, then it will fall. So that's today's video. And I'm going to do a Patreon video now. We can look at the stop loss clusters. And you know, we can try and get some trade ideas using that. And also we'll look at the pound USD as well on the Patreon video, because it's highly interesting how skewed the retail traders are on their sentiment. So trade safely, and I'll speak to you guys soon.